bring it on. I do trust you to deliver on your promise, I do, only... I hate waiting! I want that adamantine, and I want it now! We, share your impatience, I assure you. Is there truly nothing else we can assist with in the meantime? I wish. This sitting about's unbearable. Pity the Forum frowns on recreational explosions. Well, so long as they can't prove it was premeditated, get you gone! I have mistakes to make. In that case, I suppose I should go and return the key to the reactor. I'll have one more look to make sure that nothing has gone wrong, unintentionally or otherwise. I'm certain there are better uses for your time, however. I will join you in Charlatan Hamlet anon. So I'm guessing we go back to the Charlatan Hamlet. And I would be correct. Oh, what a day! Not too emotional, this series of quests. At least not devastatingly so. Right, we had the heart-wrenching moment. That was, you know, heart-wrenching. But for the most part, I think we're doing all right. I think we're making great time. We're getting through. There's got to be a lull throughout all of the stories, right? And the boring thing of logistics and setting up to go to the moon is the logistics. There's just work involved. Can't always be excitement.
All set, I take it?
Okay, hold on a second. So that would be next. I guess so. Yeah. So I got solar panels installed, but it's a never-ending process with that. You get them installed, you have to be home all day, which means you have to take off work. Then you have to wait for the city to do an inspection, which requires you to take another day off work because they need you to be home between 8 and 3, so whenever they show up, they can go do their inspection. Oh, gotta love it. And what's this? I'm gonna have to check that out later. Oh. So I also have a 3D printing business, and I'm trying to get resin, and I was told that if I order through the company itself, I can get a 5% discount, which, you know, money's money. And then they're like, well, yeah, you could just order it online. I'm like, if I wanted to order it online, I'd have ordered it on friggin' line, buddy. But I'm trying to save money because the stuff's not cheap. Anyway. All set, I take it.
We finished what we could.
Oh.
Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals, trivial tasks as they may be.
Oh, calm down, Estinian.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
True.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Good.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loperates, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have, for the most part, been allayed. though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
It's all coming together.
Alphano, are you there? It's me, Kryl. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbour at once.
Perfect timing.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
See, I'm surprised they have a devil when they've literally had to fight primals as gods. So, is every primal a god? Shouldn't it be speak of the primal? No. Alright, Master
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbour. Your presence is requested with all speed.
Oh, it's like that, huh? It's like that. Go figure.
Now, where might this delivery be?
Is it the pirate clan?
Oh,
Is it from the Beastmen? That's a lot. It is the pirate people, isn't it? Oh, snap!
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
Wow.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
Yep. We Scions delivered on our
And
promises.
more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Jeez.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
He's a pirate. Let him.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Adamant shard.
I don't know. I bet he has a bit more to
I'll
him.
have you know, I went all the way to the
Oh my
entrance.
God, never mind.
I played a vital role in keeping a lookout whilst our expeditionary forces secured the adamantite.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due. You did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Wow. I tried backing him up.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
Is that Sidolphus?
My, what a grand welcome party. Hancock and Soroban. We come bearing relics both sacred and Allagan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
Dude, if you're gonna give me upgrades to be a samurai, I'll take it. Full stop. I don't even like
I
playing
myself
samurai.
have come with a sacred relic of the Kojin. Upon learning of your need, Bunchin bade me deliver it on behalf of the Blue with all haste.
That's a lot, Beast Tribe, that we were gonna leave behind because we're a bunch of racists.
Fearing I could not swim here with the necessary speed, however, I thought to beg our Confederate allies for aid. To my delight, Hancock was already preparing for departure at the self-same port, and had space for additional cargo.
So this guy puts Michael Phelps to shame.
We did,
Got
of
it.
course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
Yeah?
Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
Nice. Talk about a mic drop.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Yeah, capitalism. There we go.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenard Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability.
Oh, do tell.
And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
Wow.
We funded the venture. When?
How is a better question.
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
No kidding.
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount.
I think that's socialism.
We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
Okay, who's this rich?
She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Mother? Yes!
Millions.
We're a bit poor.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
Jesus! Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny tiny toy boat, now can we? And 'twould be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent.
Wow. Comrade.
Waste not.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Link Pearl.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Hey, this guy.
Erenville, you were involved too.
I received a letter from Cryle after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are.
That big-ass sword and that beautiful dress.
I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlie. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it.
He's combat too.
In collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters, though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
That's pretty impressive. It only took the fate of the world. And there's Sid.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon?
Yeah.
And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
That's what I've been saying.
Sid, you brought the team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
And the moon itself. Don't forget that.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought Adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud Shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryle's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition.
But...
However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them. I know. How the Gobbyflop fought.
Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness.
Interesting.
The clash between their machina and the Allagan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the gobby booms.
The gobby booms. Okay.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat-Han not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you.
All very valid.
Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse.
Yeah.
As he travelled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere.
So he's a plant. Okay.
Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdai's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chris-Velgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well." Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
Are we gonna get worm scale armor? And weapons?
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
Always welcome, Nadana. Always welcome.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
Yeah?
Forget a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go. What we could do with that much power.
What we could blow up.
This guy.
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
With your wife and literally everyone on the planet working against you? Yes.
Yes, Father?
She said ever so innocently.
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it. The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
Hoorah.
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Bring it. Or rather, it has been brought.
Then I will bear it with you.
Oh, is he finally not being an asshole?
I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family.
First, unrenounce your children.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst.
Oh, so now they get to be embarrassed in front of the crowd, like Rianne.
It was love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great exodus would succeed, must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisois openly decried Charlian's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool, perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children.
And he did.
A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing, when he perished at Cartano. As we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Have been.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
Fighting God a few times.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures.
Comrade
Whatever
Emily
will happen if he
Emily
learns
Ends.
what you were really up to?
Amelians. Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well.
Well, look at you, growing up.
I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger. Yours, in particular.
Are you kidding? They're the ones.
Now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
I mean, sure. Why not?
If we've finished loitering about the harbour, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Well, we're having a heartwarming
Perhaps
moment
you
first.
can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here, after all.
And I came prepared with my fit. Be ashamed to waste it. With my steampunk chainsaw sword. Our moment of triumph is close at hand. Lend us your strength. From a bowed head. With me! Oh! I didn't even know that was gonna happen. Hell yeah. Did I know or did I know? Getting good at this.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
Everybody get the boxes. Let's go. Show's over. Boxes ready to go. Everybody's here. My throat hurts from just directing so many people to Labyrinthos, but that only proves we got our money's worth. I apologize for not informing you earlier of Aaronville's involvement. He was something of a contingency plan. Thank goodness we had him and his fellow gleaners to hand, though it would have been monstrously difficult to locate Sid and transport the Hanish delegation here otherwise. I had no idea how massive a weight it was until he lifted it off my shoulders. But more importantly, his words were an affirmation that the path we walk is the right one. A part of me might have been satisfied so long as my family and friends survived the final days. But to save this star is what we all want most, and if those same people believe that I can help see it done, who am I to say otherwise? Come what may, I will fight for this world of ours until the very end. I cannot wait to see what our friends from the Ironworks do with the ship. If I never see another crate again, it will be too soon. The time has come to claim our prize. Are you prepared? These say sent a letter along with Gridania's contribution. It seems she traveled there to aid in their adamantite recovery. Evidently, journeying to Gridania was quite the trial, as was getting into the Adamant shard, as was reaching its depths. I suspect she will have a few kind words to say about the Halligans when next we meet. And Urianje. Unaided, we scions could never have gathered such a bounty. Refined adamantite, relics sacred and ancient alike. I find myself quite overcome. We finally managed to clear the harbor, which means the rest is in the engineer's capable hands. Meanwhile, Father has issued to us an invitation. As was agreed, he will reveal the means by which Heidelin may be contacted. We are to meet him at Aporia when we're ready. Given the vital knowledge she holds, I suggest we leave without delay. It transpires, however, that the Forum's method for speaking with her is not without risks. I'm curious to hear what those might entail, but regardless, be warned. Most of those who arrived at the Adamantite have offered to stay and see to any remaining tasks that need doing. The Forum has already asked for my assistance in overseeing the process, so you needn't worry about a thing. Thank you, Tataru. We're off to Aporia then. I don't want any of you getting hurt, but I do hope you'll write as much information out of Hagadlin as you can. For all we know, this is the one and only opportunity we'll get. I could spare a couple gil. Fortuno. Saganhaft, I've already shown the others inside. You will want to speak with Claralane. She has the key to the lift and can send you down after me. I'm so excited. Alright. I would imagine... Nope, wrong button still. Alright. And this is the grade, the gear. Alright, let's get it done. To Hydaelyn. And with that, maybe some answers. You're with Master Foshino, yes? Just step inside the lift there. Okay, we're finally at the center then. From here, we proceed to the heart of Labyrinthos and its most closely guarded secret, Tamatine. It marks the beginning and end of our efforts, whence we delve to seek audience with the star, and whence we will embark on our journey to the heavens. This way, if you please. So the spaceship is here? I mean, this building is made out of marble, so I mean, how are you going to retract it? Like, is it going to rotate? I mean, far be it from me. Alright. Let's see what we got. So that it's a payment. Yeah, but that's definitely not going to ferry people around. Are you kidding me? That would barely fit everybody of Charlian. It's a nifty ship, but it's small for what it needs to do. I bid you welcome to Tamatine. Direct your attention toward its center to behold the ark over which we have long labored. As you can see, 'twas designed as a medium-sized craft, the better to reduce fuel consumption. Miniaturizing magics have been applied to its interior to ensure that the thrust-to-weight ratio does not place too great a limitation on its freight capacity. The Aether Burner, as you know, has been removed for further modification, but we shall reattach it soon enough. I've received word that Kokol and several of your allies are working on it with an intense fervor. They are sure to see it done. 'Twas by their expertise that many a prior disaster was averted. If anything, I fear they will not afford us much time for speaking with Hydaelyn ere they finish. Point taken. Let us move on. I must warn you again, however, that even with the benefit of our device, to treat with her is not a simple feat. She probably wants to fight you first, knowing her. I can well imagine the zeal with which they're working on the Aether Burner, and all I can say is that I'm glad we have something to do other than get in their way. Once it's ready, we'll see to it that the ship is put to good use. We must learn of Hydaelyn's greater plan. We can only hope that she also knows the current location of Meteon. And we can do neither if we do not focus on whatever trial awaits us within. You feel it too, don't you? The ship is impressive, but it pales in comparison to the vast primordial power beneath our feet. 'Twould seem enchantments most advanced have been woven into the ship's very bones. Wolfson and Pleweda were doubtless called upon for their expertise in teleportation magics. It was the Allegans who first combined the mechanical and ethereal sciences into a revolutionary discipline. Given that this ship is nothing short of a technological marvel in that precise vein, Allegan salvage should suit it well. I doubt this is what Arenville meant when he said that there remains much we do not know, but I still can't believe everything that was hidden underneath the city this entire time. If meeting Hydaelyn proves difficult even for the Forum, then perhaps I... Oh, 'tis an unformed idea at this praise, I'm afraid. I will duly inform you if anything comes of it. To think how many generations labored for this end, and that we aim higher still. We must spare no preparation, and that means speaking with Heidelin no matter the cost. I have done what I can impress upon you the gravity of what lies ahead. Are you prepared? Fortuno is ready at the start of our level 89 series.